So now I'm going to show you how to cook a pear for one of my favorite salads, which is a caramelized pear on a bed of arugula with blue cheese. We have some craisins in here and some almonds. And we're going to also have a balsamic vinaigrette dressing. How to cut the pear. So first, I'm going to just cut it in half. And then you take those halves, each of those halves, and cut them in half again. Then to get the core out, I'm going to come in at an angle and get the core out of there. Then once the core is out, for fairly stable surface, and you will cut each of these into thirds.
What kind of pear are these?
That's a very good question. This pear is a D'Anjou pear. But there's many different kinds of pears. The key with the type of pear that you're cooking is to make sure it's hard. Because if you cook a soft pear, it's gonna kind of disintegrate in the pan. So you really want to make sure that you are choosing the hardest pears you can. So that is one nice thing about cooking with pears, is you can cook them with them when they're hard, whereas when you eat them, you want to eat them when they're really soft, because they have the best flavor. But for this, because we're going to caramelize them, you want them nice and solid. And so in this bowl right here, I'm going to prepare for my pears to caramelize. Is I need about 1.5 tablespoons of sugar. Then I also need just a pinch of salt or so. We'll say about 1/2 teaspoon to 3/4 teaspoon of salt. And then some fresh ground pepper. But if you don't have fresh ground pepper, just use some regular pepper. I like mine to be pretty spicy, but this is kind of, you can choose however you want to do it. Put a little bit or a lot, depending on what you want. So then we kind of toss that around a little bit. Put the pear slices in there. And this is the fun part. You get to toss them up and down and get them all coated with the sugar, the salt, and the pepper mixture so that they have sugar coating all sides of them. Then we're going to come over to the stove. What you need is a pair of tongs. That's the best thing to do this with. So now you can see that the water's dancing around in my pan. It's evaporating. So now I can put in my butter. I use about 1 tablespoon of butter. And I also like to put in a little bit of olive oil as well, because that helps keep the butter from burning. So now that the pan is heated up and it's the butter splashing all over the place, it's fantastic. I'm going to place these pear slices in. Now you can see that around the edge we're getting some nice kind of brown color. That's showing me that the sugars are really starting to caramelize. And so now we're going to take a peek and see what these pears look like on the other side. Yeah, that's beautiful. So right there you can see that's really nice and caramelized color. That's the color I want. So now I'm going to flip the remaining pears over. And so this second side will actually take a lot less time to get some color on the pear slice. So really don't have to tick too long. Just maybe take about a minute, and then these will be ready to come off of here. So I'm ready to take them off, and then I'm going to place them onto the salad. So this is where we make it look all nice and pretty. Place the pears here on the salad. As they cooperate. And so now I'm going to deglaze this pan, which is essentially just trying to get all this yummy goodness off. I don't need to turn the pan back on, so there's enough residual heat in this pan that I've got a balsamic vinaigrette dressing here that I've made. I'm just going to pop it right in here. Stir it around and try to scrape up all the yumminess and the caramelization off the bottom of the pan. I just love balsamic vinegar, and it smells so good in here right now. All right. Too bad we didn't have smell-o-vision. So now we're just going to take this and drizzle this over the salad. Bon appetit.